Hello you guys, it's Charlotte. Welcome back to the vlog. Happy 12 days of Vlogmas day 8. This video is going to be a what I spend in a week as a post-grad 9-to-5 corporate working girly living in the Portland, Maine area. I have not done a what I spend in a week video or really any kind of video about finances and money and spending since Vlogmas last year. So I'm really excited to get into this video, break down my spending every day for a week. I filmed Monday through Sunday of the previous week, and we're gonna go through everything that I spent money on in the past 7 days. I'm gonna warn you guys right up front, this was an expensive week for me. I spent a lot more money than I thought I would and a lot more money than I was anticipating. I also want to disclaim a few things before we get into this video. First things first, I am not trying to brag at all in any way about how much money I have to spend or how much money I'm spending on certain things. This is just a fun little video recapping 1 week in my life out of 52 weeks in the year. Every week for my spending looks different, and the week that I filmed just happened to be an expensive week. But again, this video is just for fun. I am in no way trying to brag or show off or anything like that. I honestly and truly, on the Monday that I started filming this video, I went in thinking that this was going to be a boring what I spend in a week. The only expenses that I really anticipated, thought of in advance, were spending like $15-ish on lunch every day because I usually eat out for lunch when I'm in the office. I guess we'll just jump right into this video by saying that was the least of my worries and that was the least of my spending this entire week. If you guys are new here, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Charlotte. I'm a post-grad lifestyle and productivity vlogger here on YouTube. I graduated in the past spring from the University of Michigan, and I'm currently living back at home with my parents in Maine, working my first big girl job as a marketing manager for a real estate firm in the Portland, Maine area. So if you guys are interested in following along and joining the family, make sure you subscribe to my channel down below. But without any further ado, let's get into this video. All right, so I'm gonna pull up my Notion. That's where I have the breakdown of all the money that I spent in the past week. I filmed this video from Monday, December 11th to Sunday, December 17th. And I'll say also, like I mentioned in the beginning, I live with my parents, so I currently don't pay rent, I don't pay any utilities, I don't do my own grocery shopping, and I don't really have any other expenses that are typically associated with like living on your own in an apartment. However, I do have my own credit card that is entirely my responsibility, and I have my car, which is also entirely my responsibility. Other than that, let's just jump right in, starting on Monday. We started this week strong. Monday was actually one of my most expensive. That's not even true. Although it wasn't the most expensive day of my week, Monday definitely had the most amount of purchases. We started the week off strong with a whopping 6 purchases on Monday. First up, I had rented a movie on Amazon Prime the previous night and it didn't post to my account until Monday morning, so I spent $4.21 on a movie rental. If anyone's curious, it was Barbie: A Perfect Christmas. Argue with the wall, that's one of the best Christmas movies ever made. If you haven't seen it, it's on Amazon Prime for apparently $4.21, and it's such a fun Christmas movie. But purchases that I actually made on Monday, first up we have going out to lunch. I like to leave my office and go out to lunch. I know it's more expensive to eat out and purchase lunch every day than it is to pack lunch and bring it with you to the office. But for me right now, I'm in a position where I can afford to go get lunch on the days that I want to, and I really like the structure that it provides to my day. So for lunch on Monday, I got a sandwich and a little bag of chips, and it ended up costing $14.70. After work on Monday, when I came home, I decided to do some of my Christmas shopping. I think what happened was I came home from work and I realized that Christmas was only 2 weeks away at that point, and I got nervous that my gifts that I ordered for my friends and family wouldn't come in on time if I didn't order them right away. So I ended up ordering 3 different Christmas presents for friends and family on Monday. The first gift was the most expensive. It ended up being $151.55. The second gift was subtotaled at $28.46, but because the credit card that I use is through Amazon, any cash back that I get through my card can be applied to Amazon points, which I can use to redeem when I'm shopping on Amazon. And I'd had about $20 worth of points saved up from previous cash back that I'd gotten on different purchases. So I was able to apply those points to this gift, and I got it discounted all the way down to $7.86. The third gift that I got came out to $13.70. And I thought we were done. I was like, great, that's a wrap on Monday. Awesome. No, untrue. I'm wrapping up my night. I'm getting ready to go to bed when all of a sudden I get an email from my student loan provider. I have been very fortunate. I didn't end up with a lot of student loans. And like I mentioned a couple of times, I'm living with my parents right now. So I'm saving up a ton of money that I'm making from my job. I put a lot of money towards my debt. I pay a lot of money against my car loan and I pay a lot of money against my student loans. Those are like the two big loans that I have. Like I said, full transparency, my monthly bill for my student loans is about $50, but I pay a lot more towards my student loans monthly so that I can pay them off quicker because I'm in a position to do that right now while I'm living at home and I don't have a ton of actual expenses that aren't self-imposed. So on the first of every month, I pay $300 towards my student loans. So let me know why, as I'm getting ready for bed on Monday night, I've spent all this money already, I get an email from my student loan servicer saying that my payment is overdue. Y'all, my parents can attest to this. I was so upset because I have never missed a payment on anything, on a credit card, on my car loan, on my student loans. I was never late on rent when I had an apartment. I was never late on my utilities. Like, I don't miss payments. So I got this email saying that I missed a payment and I was livid. So in my panic and confusion, what I decided to do was pay the money that they told me I was late on and figure out why they were telling me I was late after. I'm still in the process of figuring out why they said I had $50 overdue when I had already paid $300 for the month of December the week before, but that's not what this video is about. So in my attempt to fix my student loan issue, I ended up paying $60, which was $5 more than I owed towards my student loans on Monday night. So in total, my spending for Monday comes out to $252.02. I went to bed that night thinking, surely this will be the most expensive day of the week. No. For Tuesday, I actually only had one expense, but it was my most expensive day. So for Tuesday, the 12th, I had to pay off my credit card from the previous month, and my credit card statement ended up being $719.33. Now, that's very expensive for a credit card bill for 1 month. The reason this bill was so expensive was because that's when I paid off all of the money that I spent when I went to DC with my friend Taryn. The hotel costs, my plane tickets, my train pass for the 3 days that I was there. All of that is what contributed to making this month's credit card bill so expensive. So again, my credit card bill is not usually that high. That's like very high for a monthly credit card payment, but I had splurged a little bit during this like credit card billing statement. So when it came time to pay it, it was a little more expensive than normal. And like I said, that was my only purchase on Tuesday. So my grand total for Tuesday comes out to $719.33. Wednesday was the first of my light days. On Wednesday, my office had our building holiday party, so we got lunch for free, which I was not anticipating. So the only expense that I had on Wednesday was renewing my personal mailbox, like my PO box that I have at the UPS store, which comes out to $15 a month. I just happened to pay it on the week my mailbox renews on the 13th. It's $15 a month to have a personal mailbox at the UPS store, and mine just renews in the middle of the month. So Wednesday, and my total came out to $15. On Thursday, the 14th, I went out again for lunch. I went back to the same cafe that I went to on Monday. This time though, I only got a breakfast sandwich, which was a little bit less expensive. So I only ended up spending $6.82 on lunch for Wednesday. And then unfortunately, my gas light came on for my car. So I needed to stop and get gas on my way home from work. Fortunately, my car isn't too expensive to fill up, and I did fill it up. I always fill my gas all the way up if I can, just because I don't really like going to the gas station, so I try to do it as infrequently as possible. So my gas ended up totaling $34.12, which fortunately will last me probably until the new year, so that's always good. And that made my grand total for Thursday $40.94. Okay, next up we had Friday. Friday, I actually stayed home from work. I was quite ill, quite unwell. I just had a massive head cold. I felt super out of it all day. So I didn't go into work and I didn't actually purchase anything on Friday. I remember thinking while I was laying in bed, delirious, blowing my nose, watching Scooby-Doo, I was like, wow, today's gonna be a no spend day in my what I spend in a week. And then when I checked my bank account, I remembered that my car payment is on auto pay and my payment is due on the 18th of every month, but I'm a little bit paranoid about those things. Like I mentioned, I never miss payments. So I always pay things at least 2 business days in advance. So my car payment auto pays on the 14th of every month, which means it gets deducted from my account on the 15th of every month. So on Friday the 15th, I paid a grand total of $420, which was all spent on my monthly car payment. Finally, on Saturday, the 16th, we had a no spend day. I had a very chill day, staying home, catching up on some of the work that I needed to do for YouTube and for the 12 days of Vlogmas. So I didn't spend anything on Saturday, making my grand total $0.00. And finally, the last day of the week, Sunday, the 17th, I had a couple of smaller purchases. My mom and I went to the mall on Sunday and got a couple of things for some more friends and family Christmas gifts. I actually vlogged the entire day on Sunday earlier during the 12 days of Vlogmas, so I will put a link to that in the cards up above. I did a whole weekend vlog detailing everything that we did on Sunday, including our trip to the mall. So the first gift that I purchased was online from Amazon, and it came out to $15.89. The next 2 gifts I actually went and got in person at the mall. First up, we went to Lush. I got 2 bath bombs at Lush, and it came out to a total of $16.93. And we also went to Bath & Body Works, which is one of my favorite stores ever. I don't care if that makes me sound like a middle schooler. I love Bath & Body Works, and I ended up spending $22.05 at Bath & Body Works, which makes my grand total for Sunday $54.87. So that is the breakdown of everything that I spent on each day of the week. Everyone ready for the grand total that I spent in a week? Please prepare yourselves. The grand total that I spent during this week was $1,502.16. Ouch. Expensive week for me, but like I said in the beginning, this is not a super typical spending week for me. I had a lot of my big monthly expenses during this week, like my car payment, my credit card bill. Not that $15 is a big payment, but my UPS mailbox renewal. So those are things that I only pay once a month. And for whatever reason, a lot of those payments are due during the 3rd week of the month, somewhere between the 11th and the 17th. That's where a lot of my payments are due. So you have to also keep in mind that while $1,500 is a lot to spend in one week, that's also a very, very large chunk of what I spend in an entire month. So things like my car payment, things like my credit card bill, and honestly, seasonal things like all of the holiday gifts that I bought for my friends and family during this week, that's not happening every week outside of the month of December. I might get little things throughout the year for birthdays or special occasions, but I ended up doing most of my Christmas shopping during this week. And again, that's not super typical. Obviously, Christmas only happens once a year, so I tend to go big or go home when it comes to big holidays like that. So while I do acknowledge that I spent a lot of money during this week, I don't regret any of it. I feel like it was all worth it, whether it was something that I wanted for myself, like going out and eating lunch, or whether it was something that I was getting for a friend or a family member, like those Christmas gifts, or if it was something that I just need to pay no matter how much I like it or don't like it, like my car payment, my credit card bill. I don't regret any of the purchases that I made during this week, and I don't regret any of the money that I spent. Like I said, I'm very fortunate to be in a situation right now where I can spend money on the things that I want to. I don't have to follow a super strict budget right now. And that is definitely a privilege, and I want to be aware of that. So again, I'm not trying to brag in any way. I just wanted to make this fun video, honestly, to kind of track my own spending and see if I'm out of control or not. Let me know in the comments down below if my grand total of $1,500 was more than you thought I would spend or less than you thought I would spend. spend. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it for me down below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, please let me know if you guys want to see more of this money style, like spending and finances kinds of videos. I think they're really fun and definitely something that I want to get a little more into in 2024. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this style of video and if you want me to do more financial style videos going forward. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Merry
Bye,
Christmas,
guys.
baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay.